Hello, Flosstube World. This is your Stitchy friend from the Philippines. This is James, the page teacher, and welcome to Flosstube number 14. To those who are new viewers, welcome to my video. This video is all about cross-stitching, and for those who are my regular viewers, thank you very much for coming back and watching right now my cross stitch update. Thank you very much for watching my first episode of Bellas and Miras on my last Flosstube update. Thank you very much for liking my video as well as those who have commented my video. Thank you very much. Episode 2 will be coming soon, maybe next week. And on this video, I will show you 8 projects that I have 8 whips that I have worked on for the past 3 weeks. I was supposed to film this Flosstube update number 14 last week, Saturday or Sunday. Unfortunately, I was a bit sick and I need to rest and sleep in the afternoon, and that's it. That's why I have this Flosstube update this week. And yesterday I had my booster shot, and last night I'm not feeling well, but right now I'm doing okay. There's just some pain on this part where the booster was injected, but that's okay. I'm still feeling well. Let's have some few shout outs. The first Flosstuber that I want to shout out is Suki, the brown-eyed stitcher. I recently watched and joined in the conversation of her Stitch With Me live. I think she was doing a Hade project from Josephine Wall chart, and it was a fun conversation, and I've enjoyed it. We have different topics that we have talked about with other viewers, and also I had my Stitch With Me live last week, I think, and she also joined in with the conversation. Actually, she was the only one who have commented during that time, during those live, and any topic that we have discussed, she asked some questions, and then she also commented on what I've said during my live, and it was very fun Stitch With Me video. Thank you very much, Suki, and I'm looking forward to join again with your Stitch With Me live. And Suki is doing full coverage projects, and she also had started a Bella Filipina, and then I think she also have some, I don't know if crochet or knitting, and please visit her Flosstube channel. You will enjoy her videos. Next Flosstuber that I want to make a shout out is Mary the Daydream Stitcher. She recently celebrated her 7th Flosstube anniversary. Wow, congratulations Mary for the 7 years of Flosstube. I hope that I can also reach that 7 years. Still, I'm 3 months away on my first year here in Flosstube. I also watched her video on her sharing 22 Flosstubers that she regularly watch, and most of them I watch also regularly, and few of them I haven't watched it yet. The last Flosstuber that I want to make a shout out is Kelly. She was mentioned on the last week by Darren DC Stitcher, and I watched her second Flosstube video, and she shared her previous finishes, and I was in awe, and I was wow with her finishes, her full coverage finishes. I think those were from Artisy, and you should watch her. You should watch that video and go to her channel. You will, if you love full coverage, you should watch her. Kel's Stitches. Let us now go to my purchases and some downloaded free charts. The first patterns that I purchased, this is in support with the Ukrainian cross-stitch designers, and this is from the AwesomePattern Studio. If you have visited their Etsy shop and their webpage, you have plenty of different charts there. You have their animal mandala, they have their cities, national parks. They also have flowers, birds, fruits, and many more charts that can be downloaded electronically, and also a kit. So these are the charts that I've purchased online. The first one is their city chart of Odessa. And then I also have purchased another city from Ukraine. We have the Lviv, the city of Lviv. And also their capital city of Ukraine, which is Kiev. I've started stitching this chart, and this is where I am with the city of Kiev. But I decided to restart this one because of the lines that I made at the back. You can see it in front, so for me it was disturbing when I stitched this one, so I need to restart it and purchase some of the missing threads, because there were, I think, 18 colors, and some of them I haven't in the stash, so I will restart this one. And the last pattern that I purchased is the city of Manila, the capital city of the Philippines. Unfortunately, I haven't identified some of structures or landmark here on the charts. Only I think I've identified this one. This is a structure in the Luneta Park. This is the monument of Dr. Jose Rizal, our national hero. And then you have also here a jeepney or jeep. We called it jeep. This is our public transport. And there were some churches here that I haven't recognized, because the last time I visited Manila, I was only 3 years old, and I am stuck here in Davao for my entire life, so I haven't visited yet the city of Manila. So I made some queries on my stitchy friends on Instagram, Dune, X Stitch, and Grace, and they had replied some of the structures here. Maybe next week I'll be sharing to you what are those landmarks and those structures here in the pattern. Next charts are from Heaven and Earth Design. So there was a sale last week, I guess, or last week, and I purchased two. The first one is from Donna Gelsinger. It's a regular chart. This is Spring Chapel. And then I also had purchased a chart from Dominic Davison. This is a mini version or a mini chart. This is Mini Victorian Garden. And then also they also had their free charts. I downloaded it quickly when Michelle Sayeta, the owner of Heaven and Earth Designs, posted it in on the page on the Facebook group. The first was the chart is Deep Blue Sea from John and Wright, and the last chart is we have Phoenix Rising from Linda Ravenscroft. I think this was in celebration for the International Women's Month last March. So let's go now to my whips. I've already have shared the first project, which is from the AwesomePattern Studio. Next is my first focus piece project this year. This is Black Phoenix, and this is the picture the last time you saw it. And this is where I am with the Black Phoenix. Okay, so I'm already almost halfway there on this project. I've recently made 50% of this chart, so I've worked on this part. And there are some few stitches left there. The Black Phoenix. So I'm planning to finish this one this year, so I hope I can finish it. So let's have the stats. So I worked this one last March, so I've added 4,075 stitches, and right now it has 50,618 stitches or stitches made, and I am now 50.83%. So I have been working this one for the entire week or most of it during weekend. So I've had many I've got a lot of progress during weekend. Next is, let me pull this one first. My second focus piece for this year is from Aimee Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Design. This is the bird garden. And this is the picture the last time you saw a bird garden. And I'm happy to share to you my progress because I've stitched this one on weekend. So I finished the 10 by 10 blocks. There you go. So it was a fast stitch because there were no or less confetti stitches on this part. So I'm excited to stitch again on the next 5 by 5 or 10 by 10 block here, where I think there will be a flower seen on this 10 by 10 block. There, bird garden. I've enjoyed stitching this one. Let's have some stats on the bird garden. So last March, I've managed to stitch 5,104 stitches, and right now it has a total of 25,122 stitches, and now at 7.18%. Next chart is from, again, Aimee Stewart, designed by Aimee Stewart, and this is the Beachcumbers Bounty. And let's take a look of a picture the last time you saw this one. And this is where I am with the Beachcumbers Bounty. I've got few progress here. I've worked this one for only 2 days. So I've completed the missing stitches on this part. Wait, the fabric is not cooperating. Okay, so I managed to finish all the missing stitches here, and I'm stitching most of actually this color, and I've stitched about 1001 stitches, and it has a total now of 8,619 stitches, and I'm at 2.64%. Next is another full coverage. This is designed by Michael Hayes. This is Awakening. And let's take a look on the last time you saw this project. And this is where I am with Awakening. So still I've had less progress on this one. I have stitched this one for only 2 days, So during weekdays after my work, usually in the evening, so I managed to also fill out the missing stitches here, and then I've started doing stitches here in a diagonal way. So if you look farther away from it, it looks nice. But also if you want to see it near, I hope it looks also good. My stitches are good. If you please comment down below what are my stitches look like. So this chart, I mean this project, I've added only 594 stitches, and I am now at 3.37% and has a total of 8,107 stitches. So those are my full coverage whips. So let us now go to some of my whips. The first one is this one. It's from DMC Philippines, DMC Inspiration Patterns. This is one of the charts on their Moon series patterns, and this is the Moon River. This is stitched on a black Aida fabric, 18 count 1 by 1. So let's take a look of a picture the last time you saw this project last year. And this is where I am with the Moon River. So let me also there. So I've started at the bottom part. So also I've made less progress on this one. So also I had worked this one for 2 days. Next is from the Owl Forest. We have from their bird series. This is swallows. So there were some problems on purchasing their charts, and they found a way. I think they are now on Etsy with a particular Etsy store where you can download the charts and purchase and download the charts. So I've seen that one on the Facebook group of the Owl Forest embroidery. So let's take a look at a picture the last time you saw this one. And this is my progress of the swallows. So let's take a look at the chart. So I'm almost 25%, I guess. There you go. So I've had some changes on the thread. Instead of using the B5200, I've changed it to a bit bluish and gray color, so that the motifs will pop out, since I am using only white Ida fabric 18 count. And the last project that I had worked on is another from the Owl Forest embroidery. This is a new start. This chart is called Black Vintage Sampler. This is a big chart, and this is where I am with just a small amount of stitches. So this is another 18 count fabric 1x1, and I have been enjoying stitching this vines and the leaves and the flowers. There you go. So those are my 8 projects. So those are my whips. I hope you have enjoyed watching the progress of my whips, and next week maybe I'll be uploading my Flosstube number 15, which is the second episode of my Miras and Bellas. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram account is James the PH Teacher. I have been posting there my cross-stitch projects, the progress of my cross-stitch projects from time to time, and also I have been also posting some on some of Facebook groups. We have, I think, from Nora Corbett Passions, Full Coverage Fanatics, the Alforest Embroidery group, Facebook group, Heaven and Earth Design Facebook group. So I think that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you haven't yet subscribed my channel, please do subscribe. And then maybe next week I'll be also having a Stitch with Me live. And if you have some questions, you can comment down below, and maybe I'll be answering those questions on my Stitch with Me live. Or if you have some comments, you can do that, and maybe I'll be mentioning you on my Stitch with Me live. So happy stitching, everyone, and have a great day, have a great night, have a great weekend, and God bless everyone.